They don't often teach you this in the motivational speeches, but sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is simply stand still. Have you ever felt the agonizing frustration of a delay? You prayed, you committed, you paid the price, and yet the door you expected to open remains stubbornly, confusingly shut. If you are currently trapped in the tension of the middle, between the promise God gave you and the manifestation you crave, this message is for you. This season of waiting is not divine neglect. It is divine strategy. God does not use a stopwatch. He uses a calendar of perfection. Understand this. When your breakthrough is delayed, it is not because God forgot the promise. It is because He is protecting the purpose behind the promise. The delay is the refining fire, and it is in this fire that He accomplishes 4 secret works in you. 1. Delay is divine protection. We often beg God to give us our promotion now, to give us the platform, the resources, or the spouse immediately. But imagine receiving $1 million blessing with a 5-cent character. Premature promotion always leads to disaster. What God gives you in a hurry, you often lose in a heartbeat. The delay is the fence He builds around you. He is saving you from situations, people, and opportunities that look like a blessing now, but would become a poison later. He is saving you from a destiny you would spoil before it was ripe. Think of Joseph. He received the prophetic dream of greatness as a teenager. Did God forget him? No. He spent years in the pit in the prison. The waiting wasn't punishment. It was the preparation that ensured that when he finally stood before Pharaoh, he had the wisdom, the humility, and the emotional resilience to manage the whole nation, not just his family. Without the waiting, Joseph would have been destroyed by his own power. If the door is closed, bless the door. That closed door is protection from a spiritual ambush you cannot see. God is slowing your progress to safeguard your purpose. 2. The wilderness is a workshop, not a graveyard. The waiting season is designed to strip you of your self-sufficiency and transfer your dependency entirely to the Spirit. When you are operating in your own strength, you can generate results, but you cannot generate lasting miracles. God takes His greatest leaders into the wilderness. Moses spent 40 years on the backside of the desert after thinking he could save Israel with his own fist. John the Baptist grew up in the desolate regions. Jesus spent 40 days fasting in the wilderness before his ministry began. Why? Because the wilderness removes distractions. It's in the silence that the noise of the world fades, and the voice of God becomes the loudest thing you hear. It's in the lack that you realize your true source is not your job, your relationships, or your bank account, but the eternal provider alone. This season is not about what God is going to do for you, but who God is building in you. He is changing your character to fit the size of your calling. You are not waiting for God. You are waiting with God as He shapes the vessel to carry the glory. The gold needs the fire to remove the dross. He is purifying your motives and testing your loyalty. What you learn about faithfulness in the wilderness will be the foundation for the authority you wield in the palace. 3. The wait cultivates the muscle of faith. The instant gratification world has trained us to believe that God must answer our prayers immediately. But true faith is not the belief that God can do it. True faith is the unwavering certainty that God will do it, even when every circumstance screams the opposite. The longest wait requires the deepest trust. God is using the delay to stretch your faith muscle. He wants you to move beyond simply reading the promise to actually walking in the absolute conviction of the promise, regardless of how long the night lasts. The moment you decide to trust God's timing over your own timeline, the waiting stops being a burden and starts being a peaceful preparation. The delay forces you to stop depending on what you can see and start relying on the unseen reality of the kingdom. That reliance on the unseen, that's the substance of true faith. You are growing stronger in the dark so that when the light finally appears, you are too rooted to be shaken. 4. Preparation for the avalanche of favor. The reason your answer is delayed is that God is setting you up not just for a drip of blessing, but for an avalanche of favor. What is being prepared for you is far greater than what you asked for. You may have asked for a stream, but God is preparing a sea. You may have asked for a job, but He is preparing an industry. You may have asked for restoration, but He is preparing multiplication. When God finally moves, it will happen swiftly, suddenly, and definitively. It will be so powerful and so comprehensive that it will redeem every second you spent in the waiting room. The moment of breakthrough will be your evidence that God was orchestrating the heavens and the earth on your behalf while you thought He was silent. Do not allow the frustration of the moment to make you lose sight of the magnitude of the miracle that is being assembled in secret. The time for despair is over. Lift your head. You are not stuck. You are being prepared. You are not forgotten. You are being purified. The moment of revelation is set on the divine calendar. Stand firm in the faith you cultivated in the silence, for the moment of your appointed visitation is near. Receive this word of breakthrough. Write, "I trust the process," in the comments to lock in your faith, and share this message with someone who needs the strength to endure their own season of waiting.